Hi guys, fellow riders and runners and friends. My name is Christy Wright Wild, and I like to share riding and running tips from time to time. The next 3 months I'm gearing up to share about a dozen times a week. And then I'll scale back for a little bit, still do it weekly. But today I am bringing you a Riders Who Run episode that I haven't done one of those particular types of video shares in a while. And so today's episode is going to be all about acceptance and approval. And recently I've started doing some running with high intensity interval training, and even bringing that in with Tabata. And if you've never heard of Tabata, that's basically 20 seconds of as fast as you possibly can go, and then sorry, the camera's moving quite a bit. There we go. 20 seconds, and then you take a 10-second break and you just rest, and you do that for like a cycle of 8 times, and it's about 4 minutes, and then you can do the whole cycle multiple times if you like. And it's best to ease into that and doing this high intensity interval training. And today I realized that as far as our riding goes, and because, I mean, let's face it, as a rider, there are so many things that can get us down, steal our time. There's fears to fight against, and just trying to stay positive in this whole riding journey. And 2 of those I do want to talk about is, again, approval and acceptance. So let's start with the approval, and that's where you are trying to, like, there's always this whole comparison thing, right? And like, even like when you're riding, it doesn't matter. You're always like comparing yourself either to the runner right beside you, or your neighbor who gets up every single morning at 5 a.m., or the riders that are already published, or someone who you think maybe writes better than you, or doesn't struggle with plot, or doesn't struggle with character, or whatever the case may be. There's always this comparison thing going on, right? And sometimes it's important to like take a step back and think to ourselves, you know what? I don't need that person's approval to be successful. And in fact, more often than not, they're probably not even on the same path. So my race might be like literally running in a 5K race or something, but then the person I'm comparing myself to, maybe they don't even like races, you know? So stop with the comparison and just accept yourself for who you are and where you are in your own personal journey, and it is okay. And same thing with writing. Maybe we're comparing ourselves to someone who doesn't even write in the same genre. So they're not even on the same path. So why compare? So accept yourself where you are and keep going in that way. Then with the approval is kind of the same thing. So accept yourself where you're at, and then you don't need the other person's approval, because on both counts, you're not even on the same path. Maybe they're behind you, maybe they're in front of you, maybe they're way over here on a trail and you're doing a road race. So that is basically my message for you today, is basically just accept yourself and know that you do not need the approval of others. Yes, there is, like, you know, you need like an editor to say, yes, I want to publish your work, but that's a different kind of approval, and that's really more about marketing. You know, it's like, is this something that they want to like put their time and dollars into? But that kind of gets off onto a tangent. But that is my message for today, and until next time, run safe and ride wild.